You once said, tattoos cover my scars.
Yeah.
So, did you mean that literally, figuratively?
Figuratively, like scars on my soul, scars in my spirit. Tattoos cover my pain.
I mean, I've used tattoos to cover real scars too.
Yeah.
Hi everybody, welcome back to No More Ink, the official Ink Master after show that also explores the tattoo universe. I'm your host, Ryan Ashley, and joining me today is a man who's seen a few tattoos in his day. Rapper, radio personality, and producer, Mano. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, so happy to have you here.
Oh man, I feel like I should have had a tank top on and some shorts so I could show my tattoos.
There's a pair of scissors in the back. We can just
we might just
cut those pants right off.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So tell me about your connection to the world of tattoos.
I love tattoos. I started to get tattoos, something on my chest, and I had something here, and I had something there, and I had all these spaces. And then one day my friend came to me and said, you know what? One day you're gonna wanna cover all those spaces up. And I was like, nah, because I was seeing guys and it was like, their whole bodies was looking like newspaper, and I was like, I don't want that. And then after a while, all I started to notice was the space, and the spaces would bother me, and I would obsess about getting the tattoo to kind of blend in with the other tattoo, and it just became a thing.
No, I understand. Those little tattoos, you get to combine them, they're called gap fillers.
Yes.
I was the same way. I was like, I'm never gonna have a sleeve.
Right.
I'm not that person.
Yeah.
And now the only parts of my body I'm self-conscious about are the untattooed parts.
This is what I'm saying. It's like sick. I was like looking in the mirror and going, oh my God, I look crazy. It was because of the space.
I'm to the point now where I'm getting stuff lasered.
Right.
Because I'm older and wiser now,
Right.
and I want good tattoos.
You want better tattoos.
Good tattoos, you know? I have a bunch of house tattoos that I'd like to cover.
Yeah, I got a couple of tattoos that were, man, some mistakes.
The tattoos I consider mistakes aren't even necessarily the ones that are the worst art. It's the tattoos I got when I was at a bad place, or where I was indecisive, or where I got it for the wrong reason, because it sticks with you.
The worst tattoo I got, my mother had passed away, right? And I wanted to, you know, get a portrait of her face on me. And I'm looking at all these spaces on me, and I'm like, I got a space here on my upper thigh, which was a space I probably shouldn't have had my mom, but I was like, I don't know if I have any more space. So the guy tattooed me, and we was going at it. This is 2, 3 in the morning, you know, 5, 6 hours down the line. He said, I'm done. And then he showed me the tattoo. I said, who's that? He said, that's your mom. I said, whose mom? Certain artists are good at certain things. Others are not always as great as them, especially like when you're talking about portraits. You know, you got some guys that are really, really, really dope at portraits.
If I told you I'm a mechanic, what I specialize in is motorcycles, so I can't fix your Corvette.
That's right.
We're both mechanics. If I were to get a portrait, I would go to someone that lives and breathes and dies by portraits, and that's it.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
So, are you still going strong with this collection?
I'm thinking about filling in small spaces. Still got my elbows open, they're exposed. So anytime I see my hand up like this, I go, oh God, look at that elbow, it's just exposed. It's just disgusting. So I wanna fill those in. Recently, I've been like thinking about getting a small face tat right here, my line.
Nice job stopper.
Yeah,
That's what we
right
call
there.
them, job
Yeah,
stoppers.
you're not gonna get it. So you have some on the sides.
Yeah. On these sides, can you see them?
Yeah, I see it.
It's called a sideburn tattoo.
Sideburn. Right. This is what I want.
Sideburn.
Sideburn tattoo.
Yeah. They're f***ing cool. You should get one.
Gnarly, dude.
Gnarly, dude.
Yeah.
Well, before we get into what happened on the show, we're going to revisit a prior season for our segment, Ink Remastered, which gives contestants a second shot at redoing the tattoo that sent them home. This week, we have Jessica Valentine from season 15. Let's take a look.
Artists, you have 6 hours to tattoo a skull, and your time starts now.
Gross, all these teeth, man, so gross.
I do cute things. I don't really do skulls. If I do skulls, I make them cute.
Jessica specializes in really
Skulls.
not skulls. I think she specializes in the opposite of skulls. Whoa, this one's so much better.
I like that shading.
It's cool, right? But you see on the first one how She started second guessing herself and she put this random weird red spider web out of the bottom. The spiders themselves are really like kind of chunky and hard to read.
Teeth on this one looks a little cartoonish to me. This one, I like the spider is actually coming out of the skull. I like how the webs are like dripping down.
Oh yeah. It's such a difference even just looking at the spider web.
Right.
Like when you look at this red web on the left that she did, compared to the flow and the drapiness of it on the right.
That red web kind of looks undone.
Yeah. We were testing creativity.
I get it.
When I look at the second attempt, I'm like, that's creative. I would say she redeemed herself.
Yeah, she did that.
Way cooler. Well, now it's time to get into the ink. So this is your official spoiler alert. The contestants blindly pick skulls that will give them a mashup of 2 different styles to show off their versatility.
I just don't know how to be super creative with these 2 styles.
These tattoos will be blindly critiqued and scored, so the pressure is on. Mano, do you have a preference as to what tattoo styles you like to stick with?
Early on, I was doing a lot of words that meant something to me.
Yeah.
Unstoppable, forever. you know, I got a couple of roses. What would roses fall under?
Depends on how you do them.
Rose like this.
That's more illustrative.
Right.
I guess there's so many different styles of tattoos these days. It's almost like categorizing art, right? In art, you have abstract art, you have, contemporary, surrealism, charcoal, all those things.
I don't like cartoons.
Cartoons?
I'll stay away from the cartoons.
Probably new school. You wouldn't be a big fan of new school.
No, and no Bart Simpsons. Yeah, I don't want that. Yeah.
I stayed mostly in the like realism, surrealism, illustrative.
This is what I'm seeing from
But
you.
every once in a while, you got to get a funny tattoo.
Yeah. What is this? Is it a glizzy?
It's a dancing hot dog.
Yeah, it's a glizzy. We call those glizzy.
Me and DJ got matching hot dog tattoos. Well, we're going to dive deeper into Ink Master, but first, a little game. So here's how we play. You are going to get a secret word, very secret. It's tattoo related. And we're gonna give you a tablet to sketch on, and we're gonna see if I can guess what this word is. How are your art skills?
Not that good.
Oof, that means my guessing skills are gonna have to be great. All right, let's go.
Let's get it.
What the hell is that? Lettering?
You got it.
Well, I just read it though.
Was I supposed to do like a...
Okay, ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. A hand.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an E.T. finger.
It does. It does. Now, watch with me. I'm gonna take you on a little journey, all right? Okay, you got that?
Right.
Now watch this.
It's okay, you're covering up tattoos.
Yep. So what
covering
is?
up- it's
So
a
what is it?
cover-up.
Cover up.
Cover up, yes.
That's the word.
I got it.
Oh
Come
my
on.
God. That
Come
was.
on.
That was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cover up.
Yeah.
Cover up. Hey, I did it. I did it.
Next up is tattoo review. This week's elimination is extremely high stakes because there are only 3 spots available in the finale and $250,000 is on the line. Okay, let's take a look at this week's art. The first tattoo we're looking at is Kat's tattoo.
Yeah.
Her mashup was black and gray realism with Japanese.
I think this is really dope. I like how the dragon on the right side, you could tell that it's, it's Japanese art. And then on the left side, it's actually like realism. And I like how she has it.
Separated. I think that's the coolest part about
Yeah.
this too. It shows her artistry and her versatility by rendering one dragon 2 different ways, but it still reads as one image.
Right.
Yeah.
I love this tattoo.
Very cool. Yeah, she crushed it on this one. Okay, so this one was done by Stephanie. She got American traditional mashed up with geometric.
Right, I see those lines inside of the lantern. I see those lines inside of those flowers. I wouldn't have a lantern on me. It wouldn't be for me.
Yeah.
So it's not like one of my favorite tattoos.
I mean, technically this tattoo is put in the skin really well.
Right,
like,
right.
Nice.
It's done well.
But the actual image I didn't love
Yeah, I
either.
don't love that, yeah.
It wasn't my favorite from Steph. This was one of the most insane mashups I could have possibly imagined. James pulled biomechanical and watercolor. This one was tough because those 2 styles I don't think are ever supposed to go together.
Yeah, I like it. I just noticed something about this tattoo. It was this UFO right in there.
The
You
little
see it?
UFO?
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's supposed to be almost like a little headpiece coming out of
Is
her
it?
ear, isn't
Is
it?
that-
I read it like a
looks
little
like it.
walkie. Biomech is like organic flowing machines, basically. Like
Terminator.
if like the human body and a robot was a hybrid almost, but it has an organic flow and feel.
Yeah, coming from the same place. You see her, she has one of the tentacles in her hand. I like that.
Yeah. So this was done by Anthony. This was a neo-traditional and fine line mashup. And I adore Anthony and I love Anthony's tattoos. And I was bummed I didn't see more fine lines in this.
Right.
It's an incredible tattoo. This tattoo is huge and beautifully done. But you can tell he doesn't specialize in intricate, delicate stuff. So this one was a new school surrealism mashup done by Pony.
Yeah, I like this tattoo. Wouldn't be for me, because I try to stay away from the cartoons, but I like the way the paper is like folded off the skin, the shadow underneath the paper, you can see it.
I agree. The little cutouts and everything, it gives that illusion. Every time the paper is torn, it has that little white edge on it, like it was really ripped. You know how paper kind of frays when you rip it like that?
Right, exactly.
I think the only thing I didn't really like about this tattoo was I felt like Pony did this exact character earlier in the season. And for me, it was like, if you have this capability to create such an illusion that's so believable and so successful, put something fucking awesome on that piece of paper, you know?
It's something really gnarly.
Yeah.
To prove you deserve a spot in the finale, you must create a second mashup tattoo.
So we played a funny little prank on these tattooers. They thought they were coming in for a blind critique of those tattoos. And we threw them the curveball of, you know, not only are you not getting critiqued today, you're tattooing today. And so they had to choose one of their competitors' tattoos to put their own spin on it and redo it the way that they think it should be done.
I'm choosing Pony's mashup because I think Pony forgot the surrealism aspect of it. He just did the realism.
This was Anthony taking a swing at Pony's mashup, which was new school and surrealism.
This is really dope to me. It's like the skull is broken up into pieces of a butterfly.
As the skull is breaking into the pieces, they're becoming
Yeah,
parts
it's
of the
like,
butterfly.
right.
So compared to Pony's original attempt,
Mm-hmm.
how do you think these hold against one another?
Oh man, I would go in round 2. And I just love the idea of the skull and the butterflies.
Totally.
Yeah.
I agree. Okay, so this tattoo was done by James, who specializes in Japanese. He chose Cat's Tattoo, which was a black and gray realism Japanese mashup. And this was his take on that dragon that Cat did.
I would have loved Cats better than this one. The Japanese portion of it, I get it, it almost looks 3D. But the realistic dragon, to me, doesn't even look like a dragon. It looks like a mask,
Yeah.
right? Like one of those Japanese masks. And it just feels like a lot is going on. Like, what I liked about hers is that you look at it and you clearly see exactly what it is.
The readability, you
Yeah.
think, between the two.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so this was, first of all, it's insane to me that anyone would have chosen a biomech watercolor mashup. I can't believe it happened the first time, let alone someone choosing it again. So this was Kat choosing James' mashup, which was watercolor biomechanical.
I like it. She's like a fairy, right?
I'm not sure,
So-
robot lady?
Yeah, like but the ears are like mechanical, but the face is watercolor. The background, I don't know what's going on there, but I like it. I like the face.
We loved the face too. The background threw us off as well. I think she just overthought it because it doesn't look like watercolor or biomech really. It's more like airbrush. And so this is Stephanie's attempt at that same crazy style of biomech watercolor. What do you think about this
I like
one?
this a lot. I love the face.
Yeah.
It's robotic. The color, not so much giving me watercolor, but I love the face.
She was like a cyborg lady. The problem we had with this, the same as you just said, we wish that the watercolor felt like watercolor.
Right.
Like some drips or something to make us
Right,
feel like
right,
it was
right, right. Some
liquidy
flow,
and runny.
yeah.
Some flow, yeah. And we also felt like biomech is very much about this organic feel of this 3D sort of thing. And even though this face is rendered f***ing beautifully, this is
Yeah.
a gorgeous face, it read kind of flat, almost like a mask that was cut into pieces instead of like parts of your body curling and forming into robotic
Right,
parts, you know?
Right. If you asking me which one I would choose, I would go with James from round 1.
I think so too, and I think James hit both those styles, biomech and watercolor, the hardest out of all
Right,
these as
definitely.
well.
The flow.
Yeah. Okay, so this was done by Pony. He was redoing Stephanie's tattoo, and she had the American traditional mashed up with geometric.
Again, that's not my favorite tattoo. I just don't like the lantern.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I thought when Pony attempted this, the way he designed this being what it is, he f***ing crushed. I think the problem with Stephanie's was it's the same large geometric pattern overall inside, and then the flowers had that pattern almost on the same scale. And so I think Pony's was more impactful because,
See the difference.
yeah.
So the ones on the side are different from the ones on the bottom. The ones on the side are giving like a cathedral window in a church. Right?
Like
the
stained glass.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree with you. And it looks glowy.
Please reveal the highest ranked tattoos.
Joel reveals that the highest ranked tattoos belong to James. Second place comes his son Anthony, and third, Kat, who secures the final spot in the finale. Unfortunately, that means that Pony and Stephanie's time in this competition has come to an end. The 3 finalists end this episode with Joel telling them,
You must create a 24-hour back piece. Holy.
this is going to be an epic finale. So before we go, Mano,
Right.
I am going to have you weigh in on an important topic in our world and give your State of the Tattoo Union address on
Right.
something that's hot in our industry right now.
Indeed.
As you know, I'm sure, being covered in tattoos, getting tattooed is not the cheapest hobby.
Right.
So I think you and I have agreed that so many of these tattoos help us so much
Right.
heal, and it's such a mental health therapy.
Right.
Do you think that getting tattooed is important for mental health, or do you think it's all just a big vanity project?
If you step into the tattoo world and you start getting tattoos, I think it's therapeutic. The idea of thinking about a tattoo idea and then seeing it through, it's inspiration, in looking at yourself and feeling good about yourself, right? Sometimes we want to feel good about some of the things that we do for ourselves. We feel good once we get a haircut or we look good and, you get your hair done, you feel good. Same thing with tattoo.
Yeah.
It makes you feel good. Sometimes you may need that boost of confidence. So I think if you're gonna step into the tattoo world, yes. You got some people that say, I just want one small tattoo, and they may be done. But if you wanna go in, baby.
I feel the same way. I think it's cool too that it allows you to have this sense of being able to take control on what your physical body really looks like, what your physical appearance looks like,
Right.
and choose something for yourself,
right.
you know?
And say, this is what I want for me.
It's what I choose.
And feel good about it.
Yeah,
Right.
totally. I couldn't agree more. I was so happy to have you today.
Man, I was so happy to be here.
Thank you for joining
And
me.
it's easy for me because I really love tattoos.
Yeah.
This is my thing.
Yeah.
You know what? I think I need to get a tattoo this week.
This week.
This week.
To commemorate.
Yeah, yes.
I love that. This is the point of this whole show where you get to plug and promote whatever you want.
I mean, we got new music out in the street, Big Dog out right now on all platforms, EP on its way.
Tell me and tell everyone, what is your Instagram handle?
Mano Hustle Hard,
Rad.
a little more.
Rad.
Yeah, rad, snarly dude.
Rad. Well, that's it for No More Ink. Don't forget to watch this new season on Paramount Plus and subscribe to the Ink Master YouTube channel for everything Ink Master. Yay!
We did it.